What's up, everybody? Paul here from the Hoops Crew, and it's Nuff of the week time. Finally, we are into the real stuff for season 2025. It's opening round. We've only had 2 games. Old mate Alfred kind of put some of that into chaos, and we're missing a few games this week, but we've had 2, and we've certainly had some dumb stories over the course of the week. Now, I have used this platform over the years to kind of have a crack at genuinely stupid decisions, poor decision making, get a bit critical. And this week I'm going to kind of just get into the piss-takey nature of this show that it's kind of meant to be and focus on some of the dumb things that go on in the AFL system. And so this week, Jesse Hogan, you are our Nuff of the week. Now, there's a bit we want to go through when it comes to Jesse Hogan and what's occurred with him this week. But first, a word from our sponsor.
The Hoops Crew Media Network is proudly sponsored by Cyril Cook Florist. Visit them at shop 1211 Leather Street in Breakwater. Phone them on 035 222 2244 or visit their website at www.cyrilcookflorist.com.au and use the offer code GOCATS in the voucher field at checkout to get 20% off your next online purchase.
Thank you, Cyril Cook Florist, as always, for your ongoing support of the Hoops Crew and all that we get up to. Now, let's talk a little bit about Jesse Hogan and what he got up to off the back of a community series match, the practice matches that have just gone on in the last couple of weeks, because a very unfortunate accident has occurred and it's led to him missing football. Now, if anyone has caught up with the Collingwood and GWS game, it clearly hasn't hurt the Giants overly much in this particular case. But there are ramifications for the team. There are consequences. There are troubles that the team faces. But before we get into it, let's take a bit of a look at what actually happened to young Jesse Hogan. So we'll project it here. Bear with me as I pop some headphones on. We'll listen in together.
Honestly, 20 minutes into a 3-hour bus ride back from Canberra, all the lights were off and I was just holding the door open with my left. And as I've got in, I thought I had my hand on like something on the inside and I've let go of the left and they're like spring loaded. And everyone was kind of asleep or lying down, so I've kind of done it, couldn't see it, and I've looked up and my whole nail's kind of like on that side that's popped out of the skin. So initially I thought it was just a nail, so I was like, I can kind of deal with that. And then Sunday morning it was super swollen and got the x-ray before I did the season open, and just as I was getting there, they called me and said it was broken and they were going to talk to the surgeon and all sorts of things. He was a bit baffled by it, and I actually kind of want the bus to pull up so I can show everyone how it happened because everyone just thinks I'm an idiot. But I actually wouldn't be surprised if this happens to more people.
So yeah, Jesse, you're a bit of an idiot. Let's be real. Of course, dumb things happen in society, in life all the time, and absolutely, people have undoubtedly broken thumbs indoors before. For me, it wasn't a broken thumb, but I certainly completely obliterated the nail in my thumb, slamming it in a door when I was about 8 years old. But I was also 8 years old, and since then I've never done it again because I'm not a child. Jesse, you've managed to do that at the sprightly age of 28, 29, 30, like your late 20s, early 30s. Not your best moment. Now, if we want to get really, and I don't really want to kind of delve too much into kind of, I guess, real hard-hitting topics in this system here, because this is very much a bit of a laugh, this particular Nuff of the week here. In a week where there's not been a huge number of news stories, and of course, a cyclone has kind of hogged a lot of the oxygen for the week. A cyclone that became a low, I might add. But Jesse Hogan is the reigning Coleman medalist, and it's not ideal. You would say it's not ideal for him to be out injured in any capacity. He kicked 77 goals last year. Fantastic effort from Jesse Hogan, and he's one of the linchpins to the way that the GWS Giants will play this year. And he's missed round zero here. And like I said, they didn't really pay too much of a price. They they doubled Collingwood's score, winning by 52 points. And that's not a bad outcome for the Giants considering. But if we kind of dive into the fixture a little bit here, and I don't know if we have a definitive timeline for how long Jesse's going to be out for. But their next match is against the D's in Melbourne. So they're going to need, the D's, I think there's a lot of speculation about how the D's are going to go this year. But the key thing, I guess, matchups-wise, when we think about a game against the D's, is that the D's have 2 very strong key defenders in Jake Lever and Stephen May. And with Jesse Hogan potentially out for a second match with a broken thumb, I feel like quite likely to be out for a second match with a broken thumb. That's a big hit to the Giants, who, relying on Cadman. He's coming along very well. He had a great game. There was quite a few forwards that really stepped up in a big way. But as it so happened, there was, Jake Stringer was out. They lost Briggsy during the game as well. Like, they were down height and they were down key figures in the forward line as well. And one of them was a very avoidable thing. Now, we want to have a bit of a laugh about it, and really it is just a lot of fun, this scenario. And hopefully Jesse's up on his feet and going soon. But Jesse, you are a bit of a nuffy, mate. Like I said, I did that at age 8. I'm sure there's plenty of people watching today who've managed to slam their fingers or thumbs indoors over the years, and they have or haven't broken those fingers or thumbs in the process. But at your age, it just shouldn't be happening. Let alone the fact that you're a professional. I can't even imagine what the reaction from the likes of Adam Kingsley, Toby Green, some of the leadership would have been at that particular point, when they hadn't had the cleanest of off seasons. There'd certainly been some little dramas, and of course it's been compounded by what occurred this weekend with Briggsy as well, with a concussion that's going to keep him out for a week. But surely they would have just been completely and utterly dumbfounded. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in the moment that he turns around and goes, guys, I broke my thumb. Like, oh, shit, mate, how'd you do it? Is everything okay? Yeah, guys, I slammed it I got it slammed in the bus door. The bus that we're all riding on now. Yeah, I managed to do that. Not your best moment, mate. Not a good look, but it is what it is, right? So that is the Nuff of the week for round 0, 2025. Jesse Hogan, congratulations on getting the first accolade from the Hoops crew of the year. Fantastic effort. Hopefully you're back. For the sake of Giants fans, hopefully you are back on the field nice and soon, and continuing to add to that goal tally. But as a Geelong supporter, with a bloke who was runner-up to you last year in Jeremy Cameron, and has every chance of having a crack at the Coleman this year, there's a bit of me that hopes that maybe you're out for a couple more weeks with a broken thumb, just to allow Jez to get a few goals on the board, get a bit of a potential head start on you before you come steaming down the track later on. Anyway, that's enough of the week this week. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please make sure to subscribe to the Hoops crew. All the buttons down below. Like the video, share it with your friends as well. It gets more of what we do out there, more people to check it out, and that helps us to create more content for you in the long run. Check out the Patreon if you haven't already done so. There's 7 days of free exclusive access that you can get there to try before you buy. And then for the cost of $5 a month, you'll get exclusive episodes of shows. You'll get early access to shows, as well as some extended content as well. So check all of that out on the Hoops Crew's Patreon. We're on Discord. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can reach out to us and chat and interact. Paul James Games is where you'll find me on socials. That's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Blue Sky. Take your pick. You'll find me on all of those. But until next time, thanks a lot for watching. Remain Geelong strong, and I'll see you later.